with day 4 of the challenge. So I've gone ahead to download the code, and so here basically I think we have keys, and I think it's sort of like if you've ever used Mavis Beacon Teaches typing, how sometimes there are some tests, right? Or even whilst it is teaching you, right, kind of you see that a certain key is highlighted, and then on your keyboard you kind of type it, right? It's just that, I mean, of course, when you're using something like Mavis Beacon Teaches typing, you see maybe the hands telling you to kind of do ASDF or something like that, right? But that one, of course, is preference. Some people don't even type that way, right? So I think it's a similar thing. So basically, you see the computer centered on the page. That is okay. A random letter will start to jiggle, right? So this one, for instance, is jiggling. But then I think on Mavis Beacon, you see, let's say, like I think the icon changes or something like that. The color changes, right? And then the user should type the key that's jiggling, and then it will stop. Then a new random key will start jiggling again. Then the user will click. So something like that will go on like that. So let's see. Let's set up our projects, right? Of course, I first need to add the day here. So day 4, but then project, what is it called? Let's see, day 4 of advent computer. Let's say computer keyboard. Yeah, computer keyboard, right? Day 4, right? Computer keyboard, day 4. So we've kind of added that, and now what we can do is also add the project right here, new folder, day 4, computer keyboard, yeah. And then let's export default function computer keyboard, yeah. And then let's for now return a div. Then let's update our routes right here to have that / computer dash keyboard, yeah, computer keyboard, right? Okay. Computer keyboard, yeah. Okay. And then let's see, should reflect here the 4 computer keyboard. Okay. So let's now come into the project files and then get the HTML. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let's get the HTML. Yeah. Of course, you need to update this to use class name. Class name, right? Yeah. We'll see if you move some into components, but we just need to do the setup first. Of course, as usual, our style day-4.module.css. So styles, the CSS, kind of get that, and then bring that here. So of course, I don't really want to use this. I'll use .wrapper, right? And then here to the same thing, I just do a percent and then a percent. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So then we can now come here. Yeah. And then we go like import classes from day-4.module.css. Right. And okay, at least we can, but before we change this, I want to have a wrapping div. I want to have a wrapping div. I know there's a shortcut for doing this wrapping kind of thing. but then I don't know. So for now, I just normally go with this. And then class name equal to classes dot wrapper, right? And then we can change this to classes dot keyboard, classes dot keyboard. Yeah, of course we need to add classes for the other ones. Let's see row. Okay, classes dot row, right? Okay, so it's still not done. Then we have the key itself. Is there no other place that maybe perhaps there's only key like this? That's not a class. Okay, there's none. Okay. Classes dot key. Yeah. Okay. So it's settling in little by little. The H1 right here, what they've done is they've just used an H1, right? I think I saw it here. So let me just do it dot header one. Yeah. Class name equal to classes dot header one. Yeah. So I think that is here. That is what is here. Let me see. What are some of the classes? Top is to left is to 50% width. No, not 100 view width percent. Let's see. So it's actually sort of come up here. Right. It's sort of come up there. I'm not really sure why we are having the position absolute and such. Right. I'm not really sure. Let me kind of remove it and let me see. Okay. So top is to minor. Let's go 150 pixel. Okay. Let's say 100 pixel. 20. Hey. Okay. Let's leave it. Yeah. 20 pixel. So eyes on the keyboard. Yeah, let's leave it. I just don't want to do too much when it comes to the styles to change a lot of things. So I'll leave that as is. Let's see if there's any other class name that we haven't added. Okay, so this utility and then key, right? Okay, so classes, yeah, classes dot utility and then classes dot key. I think, let me copy this because I think that it's not only one place that has that. This, yeah, yeah, and let's see, key jiggle. Okay, there's only this place, key and jiggle. Okay, and then classes the key and then jiggle. Okay, so like right now R is jiggling, right? So okay. I think I don't really want to do too much in terms of just a second. Okay. Let's see. I really don't want to do like what I did with the audio with the piano in the previous task. Yeah, I'm not really do that. Okay, so I think that data key, okay, holds the value of what's inside the, yeah, so we can use that attribute, right? Yeah. Probably, right. If we are to make it simple, what would have been the best scenario probably would have been to have a single, let's say, computer key, as a single key as a component, right? And then we kind of loop over these kind of values, right? Like data that key, we will loop over the data dash key values, right? And then we'd go ahead and then for each data dash key, we display, let's say the value here in the text inside the component, right? So that we can, yeah, that would be kind of okay. So, but we have them row by row, right? We have them row by row. So let's see, because you have row by row. So there's row here, there's another row here, and then there's another row here, and then another row. So about 4 rows, right? I think which corresponds here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. We could do everything here though, instead of doing something like a component. Right. I'm just thinking about it. Because we can use a component and then it kind of will be like we will instead loop over this, right? And then for each component we just give it a class, a classes.key, and then it will kind of be this way, right? um hmm. Instead of having to maybe look for, because else what we would rather do is we will look, we will say, how do you call it? Let me see. Okay, so now let's see what's the solution here. We want that, as first and foremost, randomly, right, out of all of the keys, we want that one of them will jiggle, right? And it can be any of them, right? For now, they've started with R, but then obviously when the person comes, it's probably won't start with R. It should be sort of randomly select any of the keys as the start, and then that will jiggle. And so what we can do probably is to the user is going to enter a key, of course, so we can listen to key events, right? We can listen to keyboard events, right? We can listen to keyboard events, and then when there's an event, when a certain keyboard event, and let's say the data key, right, is the same as the item in this key list here that has the class name of, what's that? I think that is jiggle. What row is this one? Second row. So let me see. If that's the second row, then first or second row should be here, right? I think it has a different kind of class name, right? So it has a class name of jiggle, right? And so we will look for that class name, and then we will kind of treat it differently, right? Yeah. If the class name contains jiggle, then we treat it differently, right? Because all of the rest have the class name key, but then the difference is that this particular class name has jiggle. But because we are using this a bit different, and we are not exactly using the actual CSS, right? Because we are using this, you see that the CSS classes are a bit different, right? Each time, kind of these unique values are because we are using CSS modules. So because, I mean, of course, if you are doing it without CSS modules, then you get the jiggle class, right? But because I'm doing it with CSS modules, right, there's the jiggle class, but then there are some other foreign texts attached to it. But of course, we can just kind of make sure or filter out and see whereby the whole text here contains the text jiggle, right? So because all of the other, even though they have some random characters attached to it from CSS modules, they still don't have any text jiggle, right? But those random characters will never be jiggle, right? Jiggle is an actual word. Then those are always going to be random characters, right? And it's never going to be jiggle. So we won't have an issue with that, right? Yeah. So I think that will be okay. Yeah, we can just search through this text and look for jiggle, the text jiggle. What I am looking for, what I am searching for, what I'm trying to do. If I make each key a component, right? Then let's see, what can we do in the key then? Because we still need to listen for document. We still need to listen to the document for key changes, right? Yep. Okay, let's see. Let's first let me think. Let's see what the instruction here is. So a random letter, so you shouldn't always start with R. A random letter should start with jiggle, right? Then the user should type the same key that's jiggling and it will stop, right? Then the new random one will start jiggling, right? So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Of course, we have to kind of run this in a use effect, right? Partly because I'm not sure. Let me see something. Console.log window. It's partly because React can be sometimes when you're running it, you can be SSR initially, but I don't think since I'm not using anything like you know um yeah, because I'm not really using any SSR because I'm thinking of something like Next.js or Remix, right? Which of course will have SSR, and so when you normally access the window initially, it fails, right? But then I think since this is a pure React, how do you call it? Since this is pure React, I think that is why I'm able to access the window, right? But even though, still, frankly, I'm not really sure. Should I do this directly here, or I should do it in the effects, right? The use of effect here is when you use effect here is you want some sort of change to happen in the DOM, right? But this really is not as if, because what I normally use this as an escape what is that word, escape hatch, right? For it's particularly when I'm using SSR frameworks, right, which the window becomes undefined initially. So in that way, when you are directly accessing the window, it fails. But I think with this, because it's just React, I'm thinking that the window is going to be available initially. Let me see, is it 18? Hmm. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So console.log document dot query selector. No, we cannot use query selector. Um, hmm. Mm, hmm. This becomes very difficult, right? Because we can't exactly use query selector, right? Because with query selector, we need to provide a certain like class or something like that. but because we can't really tell what class we are using, right? Let me not try. I want query selector all, right? Since what we have in common at the moment is button, right? They are all buttons, so we can try to use buttons, right? Yeah, we can try to use buttons. It's saying here that there are 53. Are they 53? Sorry, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 52. I think I left one somewhere, so 53 is correct. So that means if we use query selector button, we'll be able to get all of the documents, right? Okay. So cons, let's say keys equal to document. I'm really going to have an issue with this. How do I even move the jiggle class around? Right. I'm really going to have an issue with CSS modules. Yes. Because how to move that jiggle class around is also going to be an issue. How do I transfer the jig? Excuse me. How do I transfer that jiggle class around? Let me see something. Okay, let me see. Console.log classes dot jiggle. Right. Right. So this is the classes dot jiggle 1M. Right. And I think that when I click on this, I get the same thing. Right. Let me see. Is it the same thing? Jiggle 1N blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, so I can do that. Let's see, key class. Let's see, const this equal to classes, right? And then let's say key, right, is to let's give it a different name, key class. And then jiggle is jiggle class, right? Right. Okay. Yeah, the jiggle class, and then so we now have access to those classes, right? So what we can first do is to select in all of the key classes. Let me see if we get the same number as the button. Yeah, console.log document the get element by no query selector or right, and then let's see. I think I can do this key class, right? But then we put here dot key class. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like we get the same thing. Okay. Okay. No, we don't. We don't. um Let me see. Let me console the log just this and let me see. Yeah, let me console the log just that. Console the log. Yeah, dot blah 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 blah. Yeah. And okay, let me see something. Query selector class. Oh please hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Query selector dot the class name. So why am I not getting anything? I thought I could use that. Yeah, but if I can't, if I really cannot use that, then that means that it won't be possible. Yeah. Hmm. Let me see. I thought I could use that. Um. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let me first remove the algebra class from the R. Yeah. Let me remove that. Let me remove that from here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I want to do something. So let's see const elements, right, equal to document or query selector or button. So get all buttons on the page, right? And then const say random selected element equal to elements dot, do we have something like count elements dot length, right? But then of course I want to do math dot random, right? So math dot floor and to bracket the length times I want to be able to get the upper, yeah, and then let's see, let's have a function here, yeah, const select random element, right? Yeah, select random element, right? And then let me see, let's see, select random element. So select random element, basically it gets all of the elements with that query selector, right? Like button. It gets, of course, an index using math or random, so any item at all. And what we want to do is basically we want to change that particular, we want to add the jiggle class to that particular item, right? We want to add the jiggle class to that particular item. So let's see, right? We want to add a jiggle class to that particular item. Use callback. Please. Because I don't want it to change. I don't want it to change only kind of because we want to return almost the same output. Do we want to return the same output? Is it a function that always gives the same output? Let's see something. Let's maintain it for now and we'll see. You'll see. Okay. So let's see random selected number. Right. And what we'll do is let me see if this is going to work. Yeah. The class list the add, yeah, add a jiggle class, right? But then we first need to remove. So let's say add jiggle to new element, right? So you've added a jiggle to a new element, but before that we need to remove the jiggle from previous element, right? Remove jiggle if exists on any element, right? That is what I wanted to do, right? But the problem that I was facing, which I checked here when I console.log, was that all of the elements, right, when I was doing query selector let me see, query selector all, right? And then I tried key class. No, I think key class won't work here. What I need to try is rather I need to put it in with a dot. Yeah. You see, that didn't work. Right. But trying to query selector or dots, that does not work. Right. So because of that, that means I'll probably not be able to use query selector to get any element at all that has the key that has a certain class. Right. Or let me see. It looks like I'm getting some vibes. Yeah. It looks like I get the element later on. So what I'm thinking, probably, let me just put it into use effects and let me see. Yeah, I want to see something. Yeah, it looks like initially it's not able to get the element. Then in use effects, when you run it in use effects, it's able to get the element, right? This is partly why I was thinking of, doing this in use effects, because there can be some synchronizations that are not really working well when you are accessing the window without, kind of waiting for the UI to first render, right? So that's what I was trying to see if I can do it in use effects, because in use effects it looks like that is when. So let's see, query selector all, right? Yeah, so now it works and I'm getting my 53 elements, right? So yeah, of course. So let's see. So that means that I'll be able to get the jiggle element, right? But then I need to run this in the use effect, or I need to run this after the page has initially kind of the React has initially kind of rendered. So let's see. Const element, right? The element equal to okay, no. I just need to document query selector, not all, but query selector, because it's going to only be like one element that has that's jiggle class, right? So if there is any that has the jiggle class, right, then class list dot remove that jiggle class, right? So look for an element with that particular class list and then remove that element, right? Let me see here. Can I pass in the jiggle class as a prop? Yeah. Jiggle class is to string, right? And let me have this outside here. Yeah, jiggle class, right? So in use effect, the first thing I will do is to first select a random key, right? To select random element, and then I pass in the jiggle class, right? Something has occurred. Cannot read. Let's see. Yeah, of course I know. Cannot read properties of undefined class list on a random element. So let's, in that case, because I thought this could work, right? Let me do that. So it doesn't work, right? I thought this could work because of the kind of now. So what we will do is let's rather get the element, right? So let's rather get the element. So if there is this such an element, then go ahead and then right remove it. So if doesn't exist, then forget about it, right? How is it possibly now? I've already said it here that if it exists. So how is it not now? Okay, let's see. Const jiggle element equal to, yeah, equal to this. Yeah. So it can be element or noun, right? So if Jiggle element, then Jiggle element dot yeah. So what was the problem? Where is it getting the issue now? Okay, let's see. Cannot read property undefined. Select random line 13. Let's see. Cannot read property of undefined. Okay, okay, okay. Let's do this. Right. Let's do this. Console.log that, because I think perhaps it is not able to select the element, right? So that is undefined, right? So node list of that. So I'm not sure. Is that node list an array? Yeah. Let's see. Let's just try of zero. Let me see something of zero that works. Okay. So probably I'm thinking. Let me see something. I want to see this. I want to see this here. I want to see if I have a problem with my. That was 53, right? 53, 53, 53. Ah, I see, I see, I see, I see. Okay, there is even -1. Yeah, because I've forgotten that I need to do math.random. Yeah. So let me try that here. Let me see. Math.floor, because there's -1. So 53, that will become 52 indexes. 52. Math.random into brackets 53. Math, I think, no, it's not math.random into brackets. Math.random times. Yeah. So maximum should be 53 because I'm flooring it at 52. So the highest should be 52, right? Oh, why am I not getting the highest? Okay, 50. I'm getting 50. The highest should be 52. Math.random, do we pass in any attribute? Then why didn't I get any error? Okay, times elements dot length. Yeah, so that is it. So yeah, I'm able to get some elements. Which one? What am I console or login? No. Of random. Yeah, of the random. I want to try. Okay. Um. It looks like that. You know, there is that thing with React now, where in dev mode, the use effect runs twice. So you can see here that, right, I've done only one console.log, but you can see here, say, there are two elements basically selected, right? Because in dev mode, use effect runs twice. Is this a behavior that I can skip? React 18, skip twice, use effect. Is this can I skip it? Can I avoid it? Is there any way at all to avoid it? Because I want to test locally and be sure about it. Okay, we can maybe create that is first render hook, right? Yeah, there is React hooks, React hook dot cs something. Yeah, use hooks. Yeah, use hooks. It has a lot of React hooks. Let's see. I want use effect once, right? Use effect once. Use effect once. So yeah, but this hook would directly this hook won't do anything. This hook is like this running the effect once, and yeah, so that basically won't work. Won't work. But let me see what this does. Use effect once. Okay, there's an effects, and then there's a destroy func effect called use ref. Um, hmm. Ah. Mhm. It says two elements are going to be selected. For now, I don't know. There is also first render, but I'm sure that they will all not work. Huh. Let's try this hook and let me see if that work. Let's try. Let's see SRC hooks. I just want to try. What's the name? It's first render. Use is first render. Just quickly, I just want to try it quickly. Right. And then if is first. Oh, I didn't write it well. Okay. So I think I actually need to call the function here. Yeah. Const. Does it return an object or it just returns a string? Let me see the usage. Maybe I'll understand it from here. Is first, okay. Const is first. Render equal to render equal to use is first render. Right. If it's first render, but I want to see. And I want to see, does it make any difference? Still, yeah. It looks like that hook will and so maybe perhaps the other hook I saw in the dev docs could have been what solves it, but that is a bunch of code that I don't want to dive into at the moment. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Cool. Let's continue. Even if it selects a couple more, that's okay. Right. Let's see. You see. So you see when we start, it selects a random key. Right. I thought it was going to select like two keys, but it looks like this first render here is almost negligible because I don't see like kind of the key shifting from X and then coming back to Y. I only see once. I only see like one, right? So if I close this, you see, you only see one. Even though it looks like it does it twice. So like two keys are selected because K is selected before finally this is selected. But in the end, in the UI, it looks like I only see one, right? But this will only happen on the initial render, I think. Yeah, so that's good. So we are getting the random key selected, right? Okay. Now, what I also want to do is I want to add a function that runs each time a certain key is kind of pressed, because then when the key is pressed, we can now compare whether that is the key that has the jiggle class, and then okay, say yes and move on to the next key, or it continues jiggling, right? Okay, so what I want to have here is function handle key down, right? I'm going to have in that I'm going to have that key down function. Then what I want to do is I want to listen to key down on the document, right? So document dot add event listener key down. These events, right? Handle key down. Let me see what the function was. The event is a keyboard event, right? So you receive an event, keyboard event, right? So yeah, okay. Keyboard event, and so what we'll do here is just handle key down, right? What is the problem? Keyboard event of element. Okay, keyboard event of element. What kind of element? It can be any element. Let's see. Key down. Yeah. And then here when we have event, what is the type of event? Global this dot keyboard event. I don't know. Oh no. Of course, this dot will not work. So that's why we get it from React. Yeah, React has a keyboard event, right? Yeah, and then it has to be a certain element, but I cannot tell. Um, you see, because initially when I typed this, I saw it here, right? I'm not sure. Handle key down. Oh, so now it's not having any issue. Why was he having any issue initially then? Oh, so it will really have an issue. So document dot remove event listener key down, comma, handle key down. Let's see. Type is to key down. Listen. This is to document, and then event. This is to document, and event is to keyboard event. Okay. So this is to document, or let's say doc. What is the problem? Yeah, any. Is to any. Any. Is that what you want? It's not assignable to type events listener. Oh, TypeScript keyboard event listener. TypeScript keyboard event listener. Okay, let's see something. Keyboard event of HTML element. But I'm not even sure what the problem is. Types event and event are incompatible. Event is missing the following properties from the type keyboard event. So what property again is there? Yeah. What property again is there? Hmm. If we were using each component as an element, then this is what we probably could have done, right? Could have added an event listener to each element and then key down, right? We can check the key equal to that data dash key, right? And then see, and then now check whether the look through the document for an element with the class jiggle and see whether that is what whether it is the same key as this particular key, right? So that would have been probably a much more simpler way than going through the whole document, right? But then we'd have had event listeners being attached to almost all of the elements or all of the buttons. Yeah, handle user key press, keyboard events, HTML element. Let's see, HTML div element, button element. I frankly, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Const key equal to event dot key. Okay. Yeah. Document dot add event listener key up, comma, e. Yeah. Console dot log e dot key s d d. Okay. Tab. Okay. Shift. Okay. Control Alt Control. But how can you? Okay. When it comes to control, I think it's really going to be an issue. Okay. So I'm able to get it from the event dot key, right? But it's like I'm like okay, forget about it for now. I'm not really thinking about it right now. I just want to see how to solve this issue because I really don't know. Argument of type HTML button void is not assignable to this into bracket e is to, and that is why I also tried this, right? This is to document. Yeah, are incompatible. Keyboard event is missing the following from the type. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I've seen something else. Keyboard event handler. Okay. So let's see. Um, I want to see something. So keyboard event handler is a function that takes an event, it returns void. Yeah. It takes an event and returns void. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to do this. Yeah, so it takes you should take in a keyboard event and then return void. But I'm not sure what is going on here. Oh my, I'm coming. Import a type, because that is a type. So I want to try that and see. I'm not sure that is, of course, going to solve the issue, but oh my goodness, what is going on? What is the problem? Oh no. I don't think I have the time for TypeScript to. Oh my goodness. React. There is not a time for all this. This is a keyboard event, right? That is a keyboard event. So what really is the problem? Because if I try keyboard event, HTML button elements, it doesn't work. Saying type event is to keyboard event of element void is not assignable to type. This event is to keyboard event returning any type event and if are in how are they incompatible? They are all accepting, they are all supposed to accept keyboard event. Let's see. I don't know. Solution will be what? Event name is to handler is to keyboard event implies void. Yeah. Event is to keyboard event. Window dot add. Let's see. Window. Not really sure. Yeah. Window dot add event listener. Window dot add event listener. Window document. I'm not sure that is the problem. The event name. Hmm. Oh my goodness. Am I really going to have to refer to something like this? Just not sure why this is giving me a whole lot of issues. Document ref is use ref document document. Should I just make it a generic event? Yeah. Okay. And then cons um let's see. Let's just call this if, or let's call this if. Yeah. Cons event equal to if as keyboard event. There's no overlap as it's missing the properties. Hmm. Hmm. What is the problem here? Okay, let me do this. Let me move on and let me see if okay. So let's see. Console not log. For now, let's console not log the key. Right. What I want to see over here is this the last row, right? And see shifts. Okay, so that means we are not exactly targeting. Can I target JS get JS key down event, keyboard event, get right shift key? Is that possible? I want to see. Are we able to kind of get, detect, yeah, kind of this? I want this. Are we able to detect whether it is the right one, whether it is the left one? Shift one, shift two. But then if you look at what when I type, there's no such thing as shift one, shift two, shift one, shift two. Right? It's just saying shift. Yeah, it's just saying shift. So it's not as if it is recognizing. Okay, let's see. E dot charcode. Oh, do they have it in the console log? No, they don't have it. Sometimes they used to have a way to manually debug it. So I thought, let's forget it. Let's go key press. Key press and key press. That those events are what I wanted to check the difference, right, between key press, key down, key up, right? What is the difference there? Key down, key up, key press, key down, and key press is a key press relays the character resulting from a key press and is only called if there is one. In other words, if you press A on the keyboard, you get a sequence of keys. Key down, right? Then key code equal to this, right? Key press, key code, key up, key code. But if you get shift plus, then you get key down, okay? Key press. Oh, I see. When you do two different kind of clicks, then it looks like key press, you only get key press. Key press is like the current typed element or something like that. This is just too much. I just want something simple. Yeah. The key down event is triggered when the user first presses a key. Key up event is triggered last when user releases. Okay. In between the key press and in between key down and key up, right? The key press is triggered. Okay. Key down and key press are often used to handle physical keys when key press is used to handle characters which are being typed. Key press ignores keys such as the arrow key. Oh, I see. Then it's better to use key. Oh, okay. So let me see something. Since I have used, let me see. So I can type SS. Let me see shift. Okay. So it's not recognizing shift because I'm pressing on shift right now. I see. Okay. So that means we need to, yeah. We need to use the key down that we're using. Yeah. So key down is like when the element is pressed and then when it is released, we go to key up. Yeah. When it is released, we go to key up and key press is in between, right? Key press is triggered, but it ignores certain keys, right? So if you need to handle those keys, then it's better to use key down and we need to handle those keys. So for now, let's forget about whatever React is saying. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So we need to first get the element, right? That is jiggling, right? We need to get a jiggling element, right? So let's copy this same thing, right? Um, hmm. Why don't we just put this right inside here? Yeah, so that we have access to the jiggle class. Yeah, I don't want any kind of issue. Yeah, because now we have access to that jiggle class. So let's see. The jiggle element equal to document the query selector. So select that jiggle element, right? And what do we want to do? We want to check if the two elements are the same, right? Right, the key, right? So cons key, jiggle element key is equal to jiggle element dot get attribute data dash key, right? So get a data dash key, that because that is, I think that's what we have, right? Data dash key, right? Get a data dash key, right? And then if the key equal to the jiggle element key, right? Then that means you've pressed the correct character. So we now can select a new random element. You see, so it's kind of going to be like that. If the character that you have pressed is the character of the jiggle element key, then let's select a new one because you've pressed that character. But let's see. So now what I'm doing here, I'm typing characters that are not J. So let me press J. Okay, I've pressed J, but it looks like it's still not changing. Okay, let's see. Let's see, jiggle element equal to document the query selector. Yeah, let's see. Let's console.log jiggle element. Yeah. So it's G. Let's see. If we are selecting a random character, then let me console.log here. Console.log. Let me do something. Console.log. Let me see. Random LA, random L, right? Yeah. Okay. Random elements. Okay. So now, which element is that? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So P. Okay. So it looks like let me see something. P. 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 It looks like some thrice. Okay. Equal to. Okay. And then why is it that A? Hmm. Let me see. A. It looks like the is it the is the case of the letter affecting it? Yeah. Console.log key. Right. So let's see. T. Okay. Okay. So the casing of the letter is also affecting it. Because it looks like, let's see something. So let's try key up and let me see. because it looks like the casing of the, I think in one of the articles that we're reading, they refer to the casing of the letter. So I want to see something. 9, tab, tab, tab. Oh, okay. So, I see. So it looks like when it is tab, it is kind of going into the DOM, right? It's not recognizing, I don't know. Key is escape, key is E. So it looks like, those characters here are capitals. Right, right. I'm not really sure. Okay. So JS get key down in capital letter. Let me see. I know that maybe you can do to lowercase to uppercase, but I want to see if there a way. Do they add the key code? I don't think it's key code. It's just data dash key, data dash key, data dash key. So I'm trying to see. So let's do this. Let's send it to uppercase. Yeah. Yeah. Let's send it to uppercase. I think we are not even used the key class so far. Yeah. Yeah. If key dot to uppercase. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Shift. Okay. Dot T K 50 A equal S dash U. Okay. 8 shift A 8 9 brace 4 M E. Oh, that backslash. Do I have it? Okay, I have it. Shift. I want tab. I want tab. I want to try tab, but I'm not getting tab. Shift 1 F. Why am I not getting tab? Please give me tab. I want to try tab because I think that tab has something with it that 7H2V. Go dash go. Oh my goodness. Unless I actually select tab, I think I'm going to go on and on and on and on and on and on. And I won't get tab. H Y J caps. Oh, on my keyboard I don't have caps. So in that case, what do? I don't have caps on my keyboard. This can also be an issue. What if someone doesn't have a certain key on their keyboard, right? And I think probably maybe as an improvement, I will not do this, but then perhaps as an improvement, what we could do is also enable click on click, right? To also add a mouse event so that the user can also click. I know that this is for testing typing, but then perhaps just as something to play, you can also do it clicking, right? So like a mouse event kind of. If we are able to trace the object that the mouse has clicked, then we can be able to do a similar thing when the user clicks. But right now I don't have caps lock, so I'm stuck. And I'm trying to see if this thing will give me tab. For some reason, I'm never getting tab. I only got it once, that initial time. Oh, please give me tab. Give me tab. Okay, so let's do this. let me not let me remove the key class first. Let's just remove some console.logs and some other parts of the app that we no longer need. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Let me see. Let me try to run yarn. Let me see whether the TypeScript will cause it to fail. Yeah, it's causing it to fail. I really don't know. I'll TS ignore for now. Yeah. Ignore handle key down, event mismatch. Of course, I shouldn't be doing this in normal circumstance, but just for now. I think that should probably be all. Yeah. But I want to test the caps. As I said, I want to test the caps. So I'm going to forget about this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for tabs, because I want to select the tab, right? So what's the utility class for? Yeah, because I can see that tab has the class utility. Color is to, oh, okay. Yeah, and then let's try this. Classes dot jiggle. Oh, okay. I've already shut my server down. Okay, a build should be able to work now, but I'm not looking for that. Dev tab should be selected. Okay, so I can press on tab, but it looks like the whole keyboard still reacts, because see, you can see here that my keyboard has reacted, right? So I'm not sure. JS ignore tab on main page. I'm not sure. How do I disable like tab for tab index equal to minus 1. Let's see. I want to see something. I don't think I'll be able to do that. Tab index equal to minus 1. Then I will be disabling it for the whole page, for all of the documents, but I want to disable it for only this page, right? The problem now also is that maybe I can just do this hack document dot body dot attribute dot set attribute tab index comma minus 1, and then I want to see yeah, tab I want to see elements tab index equal to minus 1. See, when I press tab, it keeps on working. So it looks like let's see, JS tab index, tab index, tab index, tab index, tab index, tab index. At its element can be focused where it participates in question navigation, usually using the tab, right? So tab index equal to 0, tabable due to tab index, and not tabable. So let's see. Okay, this is tabable because of the tab index. Third in the tab order, right? Because you've said this is 0. So this a tab index is 0, right? First tab. So this sort of can be tabbed, and then this is tabbed. Negative value means the document tab index. Is that what I typed? Tab index. Yeah. Means that the element is not reachable via sequential navigation. Tab index 4 is focused before this. And 0. But it comes after 3. Okay. Not really sure. But tab works. Only that I was trying to make sure that when it is pressed, the window is actually not also or document dot. Okay. Document dot query selector A, query selector or A element, right? Dot for each element L. So what is the element? Yeah. L dot set attribute, right? And let's try that because I think it's the link element that are doing that. So tab. Okay, so it's now moved to this document right here. So let's also try to give this a tab index of -1 and see. It's just, I know it's not really going to help, but just that, is it, if the elements are focusable, then it doesn't help. Because if someone presses tab here, right, it kind of affects the whole page. So for now, I know that this is really not what I should be doing, right? Because then I'm actually disabling this for, a legible user. Because a normal user, maybe someone who uses assist technology might come to this page and realize that, hey, I can't tap to any of the links, right? And I'm not able to tap to any of the other parts. So that might not be the best way to go about it. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Is that something that I can ignore? I think let's ignore because I don't want people with assistive technologies to also suffer. But because when the tab key is pressed, let me see something. Let me see. I'm thinking of something. Let me see if I can get it to work. I don't know if this is going to work here. If key dot to uppercase equal to tab, right? Then event dot stop propagation. I'm just trying to see something. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work, but yeah. I just wanted to stop it from, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure. What is even the default of the tab key? Yeah, it's still going to move on. Because what I wanted to do is when it is pressed and it is tab, then it should not go ahead, like it shouldn't move on. Right. It shouldn't move on. But I think, yeah, I think that probably isn't going to work here. Yeah. Perhaps later when we are able to, we can find the time to resolve this particular issue. But I guess for now, everything looks all right. Yeah. For now, I think we have completed the challenge. Yeah. 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 So it's just basically just a few lines of code, right? Just a few lines of code. So we first have a function that kind of selects a random element. So it kind of sees, okay, is there any element that's currently jiggling? Right. If there is an element that is jiggling, remove it and then add the jiggling class to a new element. Right. And then it basically checks for when the key, any key at all is pressed. Right. Let's do key down, not key up. Yeah. So it checks, basically just checks when any key at all is pressed. And then it goes ahead to get, okay, what is the jiggling element that is jiggling? Is the data dash key attribute on it the same as the key that is pressed? If yes, then select a new element because you have entered the correct key, right? So right now it's W, but I'm typing different characters, and so it is not working. But when I type W, it now works, right? Um, yeah. So I want to see something. This JV38 I 9 enter Z this backspace this E. But there might be disadvantages for other people because, for instance, I don't have caps lock. So in that case, when there is caps lock selected, then I'm in trouble because I basically cannot continue unless I refresh. It will be very funny when you refresh and still caps lock is selected. Oh, okay. So let me do this. Git add dot git command dash m features to add uh yeah, update day 4 project and get push. Yeah, and then fly deploy. Mm, I said it, you see, because of the tab. Now it has moved to the next A element, right? So I'm not sure. B, B, I, shift 4, Z, Z, L, X, del. I've never used this profiling tab before. I wonder what it does. That is what I'm trying to see. See, you see, now because I pressed the tab and the tab was on this, when the next key was enter, it basically opened that particular link, right? Which is not what we want, right? So, yeah. What does React DevTools profiling? What does it do? Timing information about each component that's rendered. You have to identify performance bottlenecks. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I thought that particular, I thought it could be able to help me do that, but collect performance information each time your application renders. Use your app as you normally would. When you finish, click on stop profiling. Yeah, so I'm done, and then I'm going to stop profiling. But it basically says still no profiling data. So that's why I'm not sure whether this works. Okay, perhaps because the application, I've stopped it. I don't know. Okay, so that's deployed. So let's see, fly open. Yeah. So we are able to see, okay, day 4. And then, so S7. Okay, let me try the profiler once more. Okay, so it's only supported in DevTools. Right. Development, yeah, it's only supported in DevTools. I want to really see this just quickly because I think I might have some performance F5, especially with the functions. So I just want to verify, and that's why I'm trying to do this profiling, but I don't know, for some reason 9 equal VNSH dot, yeah, IOBTZ ZV4 shift H8 TTY0 WE 8 shift 5F enter 9 ESHG equal Q. Okay, now let's see. No profiling data. Okay, let's forget about it next time. Let me just